Vintage Classic Solutions, World Headquarters. I'm your host, EJ Parker. That's right. It's the morning motivation show. It's a little bit late, but what you gonna do? Got a late start. It's raining out. The snow's melting here on White Sand Island. So I sold some stuff. What sold overnight? Well, you'll see. I sold a glass vase. Put some labels on stuff and then go to the post office in a little bit. Alright, what is that? Alright, we got something going out to Alabama. So a lot of the snow is melting, and now it's rain. So this is kind of like the crappy part of Ohio winter. White Sand Island goes away and it becomes Mud Life Island. So I sold a mid 20th century swung glass vase made by the Viking Glass Company. You'll see that in a minute. It's a mid-century modern piece. Mid-century moderns become very collectible for all ages. I've sold mid-century modern pieces to people in their 20s, people older than me. It's just an appealing genre. The design, the aesthetic. When I was a kid, I was a kid of the 80s. So you'd still see mid-century modern stuff like at your aunt's house. You'd still see it out in normal life. It was dated, of course, by then, and it wasn't cool in the 80s, in the 90s, but it came back around. This box is ready to go out. I'm your host, EJ Parker, live in my vintage antique store. Hope everyone's doing awesome. All right, I'm putting some more labels on, and then you can watch me ship a glass fragile item. It's going to California. So I'll be lost. My Wi-Fi is acting up. Make sure it's all good. All right, be back. Cool. Sorry for this Wi-Fi issue. We're not. All right, we're good. Welcome back. I'm your host, EJ Parker, live here at Vintage Classic Solutions. The Wi-Fi is back. All right, so I'm shipping these things, and I'm gonna pack before your eyes a very fragile glass vase. So stay tuned for that. Try to get motivational as I focus on packing these things. I sold a My Little Pony that's going out today. Vintage My Little Pony. Gotta make sure the label is correct. Hope everyone's doing great. Where the hell is it? Oh, there it is. All right. The Wi-Fi is good. All right, cool. So I'm your host. You are live in my vintage and antique store, Vintage Classic Solutions. This is my channel as well. Yesterday I told a story about how I'm also a bass player. I play double bass and bass guitar. I traveled the world in my 20s and 30s and lived abroad in Asia. Then I moved back to Ohio, a small town, and now I want to do something else. So what am I going to do next? Subscribe and find out. You're along for the journey. This is about you achieving your goals and dreams. You can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. Thanks for joining, everybody. I'm your host, EJ Parker, live here at Vintage Classic Solutions. Following your dream is something you should do. Why? Because we only live once, as far as I know. I don't I mean, I don't believe in reincarnation necessarily, so I really believe we only have one shot. And this is it. So after this live stream, get off your ass and do something. You can do it. You gotta just start making steps in the right direction, though. Whatever your dream is. I'm not here to tell you what your dream is. That's up to you. I'm here to tell you just fucking do it. Because life is really short and time is ticking. Alright, so now I gotta put this label on. I sold like a steampunk rusty wheel part going out to Maryland. People use and repurpose stuff. I'm not sure what this would be used for. I might never know. But that's okay. So yeah, yesterday I told the story about when I jammed with Beyonce's band when I was living in China. I hosted a night at a jazz club. It was my night, EJ Parker night. Beyonce's band was in town because Beyonce was performing in Shanghai that night. This is like 2014, maybe. And her band, the club I played at was a really well-known, like it was like the it place to be in Shanghai, a modern city of 22 million people. And her band showed up, so we were playing on stage, and like then I see all these people walking the door, and it's Beyonce's band, minus Beyonce. I'm like, is Beyonce coming? They're like, no. I'm like, damn it, she could sit in and sing My Funny Valentine or something. So Beyonce didn't show up, but her band did, and her entourage did, and it was crazy. So the band, they're all female. Beyonce's band was all female, super talented, super beautiful, from all around the world. And the funniest part of the story was, so they ended up sitting in that night on stage. They jammed on the instruments on stage, and someone or people in their entourage bought a bunch of champagne from the bar and sprayed the whole stage while they were playing. So all the instruments were wet. The piano, drums, baby grand, my bass. But that was fun. How's everybody doing? All right, good to see everyone. I'm your host, EJ Parker. We are live from my vintage and antique store, Vintage Pet Solutions, where I am packing and shipping things that sold overnight. So this is ready to go, I think. Looks good. Now, you get to see me get down to business. This is what I sold overnight. This is a mid-20th century Viking glass vase. These are very collectible. These are swung. So, I'll explain what that means. You see how this, the opening of the top is like just abstract shaped? That happens when the glass maker takes these when they're still molten hot and they swing them somehow on a contraption and lets the centrifugal force does its work, and you get these really cool abstract. You get these really cool abstract shapes. So this is going out today. I think it's going to California. So I have to ship this thing very carefully, of course. So let me get started. I'm probably gonna roll it and then put it in a box, I think. Let's see. You gotta find the right box, right? I think I had the right box. I think I have one that I can use. But I'm not just gonna put it in there, right? It's done, ready to go. California, here we come. No, I gotta wrap it up. All right, so always get the stickers off. I always use recycled packing material because it just makes sense. All right. So I have a big pile of cardboard over here that I'm gonna jump in and dig through. So, what I'm going to do is cut this cardboard open so it's a big flat piece and then roll this vase within. I developed this method, I don't know, about 3 or 4 years ago for shipping glass items like this, and it works quite well. I've even done some videos on YouTube, like this one. All right. So now we have a longer piece of cardboard. And then also, my other technique, I'm gonna fray the ends. and not cut myself. You'll see why I'm doing this in a second. So what else did I get to do? I played in, when I was living in China, I lived there from 2004 to 2015. I'll tell you some of my adventures. I performed at the Olympics in Beijing in 2008. That was probably in August of 2008. I was 28 years old. That was probably one of the most fun months of my life. Can't probably tell all the stories why. I probably could, but I don't know. But that was such an awesome time to be in Beijing. I was performing every night in the Olympic Village. There was a really fancy bar that wanted a jazz band, and they needed a bass player. So my friend who was a singer called me from Shanghai, and I flew up to Beijing, and I stayed in Beijing for about a month. It was great. I met a woman. At that time, before I got married and stuff, and I was getting calls to do sessions, like recording sessions, like during the day. So I performed at night. I would jump in a cab from like the Chijiuba area to go to I forget where it was, like the Olympic Village, and I would perform in this champagne bar for I think it was like just 2 sets, and I drank back then. So there's all this free champagne you could drink. And there was not a lot of people there because there were just so many exhibitions and VIP areas that it was just too much to go to. So we played these 2 sets every night, and then I was free to go out and run around the city at night of Beijing, and I went to like the NBC party and stuff. It was just so much to do. It was so fun. The city had a real buzz. The Olympics was really a big deal for Beijing and China. All right, so I'm gonna just put a little something, some just random bubble wrap, just because it's glass. You gotta have rubber bands here. I've been using rubber bands a little bit more for this kind of stuff. I think it's more buyer friendly. Sometimes tape can be a little bit difficult to open. All right, so this is a glass, mid-20th century glass vase that is going from Ohio to California. And I am your host here in Ohio, E.J. Parker, your host and curator at Vintage Classic Solutions. Thank you for checking in today. All right. So I'm just gonna do a little bit of that. Now I'm gonna wrap it. I'll show you in a second. I am simply wrapping this vase, wrapped in that bubble wrap, in this cardboard now, to make a burrito. All right, then I'm gonna tape the middle. Okay, so now this vase is inside that, and then now these corners that I frayed, I'm gonna just tuck in the bottom, just tuck it, fold them in. That just adds extra protection on its long voyage. And then I'll just tape that. All right. All right, so you can see the vases inside. I'm just taping this thing up. It's gonna rain all day and then probably turn to snow. So I need to get out and look for some precious antique and vintage items for my store pretty soon. I don't want to get caught in the ice. All right. Let me see here. So this, we're getting there. Hello, everybody. All right, so now I put this in there. This is gonna be a double box scenario for damn sure. All right. Alright, so now what? Yes. I got some of this popcorn stuff, which I will use. Popcorn stuff. Alright, you know that popcorn, styrofoam popcorn. Okay, so I'm making a little nest for this fragile vase that's going to go from Ohio to California. Trying to make sure it's evenly placed in there. How's everybody doing? I'm your host, EJ Parker. We are live at Vintage Classic Solutions, my vintage and antique store in front of you. So, my coffee's getting cold. Yuck. All right. So, that's what I'm dealing with right now, this vase. Beijing was fun. I had a lot of fun in Beijing. My friends in Beijing are really nice, and there's some really good musicians in Beijing. I have some great memories, stories of Beijing. Really fun. Different, much different than Shanghai. I lived in Shanghai for 11 years. Shanghai and Beijing are very different cities. Alright, so I am just finding more additional scrap cardboard for support. Where'd my knife go? Alright, I'll probably go live later and show you what I found if I find anything cool today out and about. I usually do. But you know, there's good days and bad days. Alright, so just adding some additional cardboard. Just you know, you gotta get it there safely. pretty good. So this is what I'm dealing with right now. It's a vase, mid 20th century swung glass vase by the Viking Glass Company. Very well-known glass maker of mid 20th century items. Quite collectible. I think they started in West Virginia or Ohio. They may have started in Martins Ferry, Ohio, like every other glass company in the world. And then they moved to West Virginia. Is that right? Where's Laminar Flow? All right. So this will now hopefully close and get taped, and then I'll double box it, and then that should be okay, I think. Seems pretty good. It's getting cold. All right, so now I'm gonna I'll put a layer, a piece of cardboard on top because it needs it. Okay, this looks good. So now we have our mid-century modern vase, double wrapped. We're gonna go the extra mile. And then have one more outer shell made of this. And then it's done. And then it can go to California. I'm your host, EJ Parker. We are live at my vintage and antique store, my love and my passion. My store is called Vintage Classic Solutions. My channel is also called EJ Parker Vintage Classic Solutions. All right, so, all right, now this is gonna just simply fold along the outside for extra support. Fold that. I'm gonna add some tape, and then this thing is good. All right, tape, and then I'm just gonna roll it like so, and it makes the box look cleaner, and you know, check that out. How about that? Huh? Come on now. This is pretty secure, I must say. Let the tape begin. Alright, so man, oh man. My hands don't work as well when it's freezing out. Alright. And this way. Getting there. All right. I want to make sure these seams are all taped closed, so I don't want it to get caught on something during shipping. Alright, so that looks pretty good. Man, it's cold. Do I feel happy with these ends? You can always add an end piece. Check this out. Final touch, then I'm good at this. So I'm just gonna add a little end piece because I'm just worried about something busting through on the sides. So I'm just gonna add a piece and end like so, and it'll make it look a little neater. See what I mean? So this, and all these boxes are free. I don't pay for any boxes. I go out and I collect them. I think people at like, you know, I'll go to like Walmart or whatever, like, hey, can I have these boxes? They call me the box guy. I'm onto it, but it's okay. I'm happy to be the box guy. I'm making money. I'm eliminating waste. Cardboard is a very useful material, I must say. All right. I think we're good. I have to get the label on, and then I have something else to ship. The holidays are near, so I'll be selling more. Good. All right. Right. Shake test. Nothing's rattling around. I like that. Get it right. Fragile. And then this is good. Glass. Glass. All right, glass fragile, all the sides, and now I got to put the label on. Bam. And then I got one more thing. I sold a Halloween thing. I sold, this year I didn't get to list. I love Halloween, as you can probably tell. I buy and sell Halloween stuff. This year I didn't get to list as many Halloween items. I didn't find as many Halloween items to sell, and again, when you're a collector and you're a dealer, it's freaking dangerous because all the good stuff you want to keep, but then all the good stuff sells fast, and so you make money. If you keep it all, I'm gonna die one day, as we all are, unfortunately. But my plan is to, you know, stay healthy and fit, and then, you know, sell the stuff before I die. Now, that's gonna be hard to kind of guess. I can't see the future. But, I mean, if I live to be 75 or 80, I mean, sell it when I'm 68, I don't know. But I'll keep some stuff. I'll probably have some stuff buried in my coffin, like my favorite stuff. I'll be like, yeah, put that next to me and bury me with that in my hand. You know, and it won't be anything precious either. It won't be like some, you know, rare, valuable coin. It'll be some like beat up old baseball glove or some broken old toy from the 30s I love. I think about that. All right. This label is affixed. It's going to California. All right. Is that good? Make sure. That's good. Okay, now I gotta ship one more thing, and that will be our Dawn. Look at that, yeah! Vintage Classic Solutions, homemade box. This thing is super secure. All right. Thank you to my awesome buyers with wonderful taste. I'm so happy. All right. So happy to make folks happy with vintage and antique items. So now what I sold? Well, I sold this. I sold this rubber vintage Halloween hand. Could be Topstone. I don't think it's got a. It's just the right hand. So someone needed just the right hand of this red double monster zombie hand. So that's going out today as well. Thank you to my buyer. Let me get my cardboard going here. I think I'm gonna do this one. This shouldn't be anything too crazy. I'm just gotta find an envelope and then wrap it, and then it's done. I guess I'm not too motivational this morning. I guess I didn't have enough coffee. Kind of focused right now on that packing, that glass. You gotta be careful, obviously, and then with the knife, you want to be careful with that so you don't hurt yourself. All right. Fold it. I'm gonna put it in this. How am I gonna do this? I'm just gonna fold it. Fold it and then wrap it. I think. I just don't want to damage get a crease in this glove. This cardboard's not gonna work. Back to the pile. What else I got? I gotta get some more cardboard soon. Let me see. Something. I think. Keep looking. Alright, I think I got something. Let's see. Thanks for tuning in. I am your host, EJ Parker Live. This is my vintage and antique store. I am shipping things I sold overnight. My store is called Vintage Classic Solutions, just like my channel. We just recently got 1,000 subscribers, so thank you so much. I got 1,000 subscribers in a little under 6 months. My next goal is 10,000. So I kindly thank you for being a part of this, and we're gonna help each other reach each other's goals and be creative along the way and non-judgmental to others, right? Alright, so this, I'm just gonna try to fold it and see how this looks. This could be good. I think I can live with that. And then just tape it, and then add something on the end. I believe this is going to Maryland. Alright, so that's pretty straightforward. I just don't want to have these ends open, right? Just because. So I'm gonna add just like a sliver of cardboard on both sides, and then that's it. I'm happy that vase wasn't too hard. The key is, if you're an aspiring vintage and antique dealer, do it. I encourage you. I advocate for you. But you gotta have a lot of cardboard on hand. If you don't have it and you need it, it's too late. So you just gotta always just get it, have a supply. Even when you have an abundance, just keep getting it. Trust me. Because you'll be like a woodchuck. You'll just keep going through it as a beaver or a woodchuck goes through wood. I'll have a huge pile of cardboard and it'll go away. I mean, if I'm really busy, it'll go away quickly. All right. So as you can see now, it looks way neater having that cardboard at the end, and this prevents the item from slipping out. I love selling Halloween stuff near Christmas. I'll even buy Halloween stuff. I mean, I'm a collector, so you know how it is. You don't just buy when it's Christmas or Halloween. You buy whenever you find something you like or a deal. but it's just fun to sell and buy Halloween near Christmas. Alright. I don't want to go overboard with tape. I don't think I need to go overboard. But on a motivational note, I do know you can achieve whatever you can imagine if you take the right step. And the first step is just getting started. That's all you gotta do. Just get started. Do research, what it requires, your dream, the technical parts of your dream. If you want to be an engineer, if you want to be a professional ballet dancer, you want to be an artist, maybe an airline pilot, just get started today. Take the first steps, and it'll work itself out. But you gotta get started. And no one else is gonna start it for you but you. And no one else will take it seriously but you. So you have to be serious about your goal and dream. Alright. Alright, I'm putting the label on this damn thing. Alright, this is going to where? This is going to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Thank you, Philly, PA. I kindly thank you and appreciate your business. And I hope you enjoy your vintage right-hand rubber red double esque zombie glove. I love it. Maybe someone had the left one and didn't have the right one, and now they have the complete set. So I'm very happy. It's kind of fun to speculate where these items are going and what the second life will be. Sometimes folks will share, because eBay added an option where you can, as a buyer, you can upload photos once you receive your item and you're basking in the glory. So if I get an old bottle from eBay that I love, I'll take photos of it in my yard, in the rain, in the snow, and then I'll send it to the seller and be like, look at your bottle, I love it. So, alright, so this is packed, this vintage Halloween glove, and that will go out within the hour. Tidy up a little bit. Alright, my messy hot life. My hot mess life, I mean my vintage and antique store, it kind of blends a little bit, so that's okay. I like it. It's one big blur. My life is one big tornado and vintage antique blur around me. And there's music and there's art too somewhere in the mix. How's everybody doing? All right, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get coffee, I'm gonna eat, I'm gonna go find antiques and vintage and treasure, and then I'm gonna come back and show you what I found. All right, does that sound good? If you like that, please subscribe. I'm your host, EJ Parker, and remember, it's always darkest before the dawn. You gotta hold on, all right? Talk to you soon.